this is where the question comes from. Was there any thought process in your mind, or maybe your brother's mind, or whoever else were connected with you at that time, that, you know what, are we kind of doing disgrace to the gospel, because we're sharing the canvas, right? We're canvassing these books, and then after we canvass the books, we're actually then also canvassing the services that we also sharing. Like, how did y'all reconcile that? Because I know somebody is hearing that and they're thinking, you know what, you shouldn't share that service while you're canvassing. If you wanted to do that, maybe come back a different day and do it, right? But disconnect. You get what I'm saying, right? Because I hear somebody in their head is saying, if you're saying in their head, leave in the comments, say, yeah, I was saying this in my head, because I know somebody's out there saying that. So can you explain, though, the thought process of why y'all felt like, one, this is not doing disgrace to the gospel, right? And then two, that it makes sense to do it in this way?
No, definitely. And the type of job we're doing too, the type of business that we have, I think it's even more powerful because you know what? Now we're able to get a contact with someone and we're able to go to their home like every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks, we setting foot in that person's home, and that
Right.
opened the door. I mean, we're praying with a lot of our like clients that we're working with, sharing studies with them, and there's so many powerful things that came about from that. So I'm like, wow, it's a powerful way to not only get the books into the home, but to get like the physical messenger as well into that home, like literally every single month, guaranteed. And guess what? They're actually paying you to come into their homes, and you can share the gospel with them there. So then, yeah, it's a powerful experience. It was a no-brainer to us because we're like, okay, it's a powerful tool that God is also using.
No, it's definitely true, and I think it's something that we have to start thinking outside of this kind of box that we've been put in, because we really want to separate business from ministry, but yet we can use business as a tool,
Oh
like you
yes.
say, just simply doing that. I know there had to be some individual. I don't know if you can remember, right? You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
how old were you in this time when y'all were in
At that
Florida?
time, I was like, yeah, I was probably like 18 around that time.
Okay, about 18. So this is about 8 years ago, right?
Yeah.
So is there any situation or story that you had, or that you remember your brothers telling you, where they said, man, such and such that we canvassed the books to, they didn't get the books, right, when we first approached, but they signed up for the service, and later,
Yeah.
maybe a month or 2 or 3 later, they end up getting the book, or they end up maybe connecting with y'all to do a study. Is there any
Oh yeah.
kind of
No,
story or situation
definitely.
like that you can share with
Definitely.
us?
Definitely. A lot of individuals sometimes who may not have received the books at first, we're able to like close the deal and actually do their loans. And over several weeks, like it was a common thing that we were able to start slowly having, praying with them, then slowly getting in and actually sharing different literatures with them as well. So yeah, that definitely happened.
Hmm.
Where from one standpoint, from being able to from the business standpoint, being able to get into homes, and also sometimes we'll do health as well. So like we'll like share them some health
Hmm.
consulting that we're doing. So sometimes they will not take any other spiritual literatures, but they will take certain health literatures, and that also got us into the homes, and even got some people asking us like, "Hey, what church do you guys go to? I want to come visit." And we actually had people
Mm,
coming over, and for the first time coming to like one of these coming to Christian church as well from that influence. So
mm,
definitely it has had an impact on people being able to even turn to wanting to learn more about biblical truths.
wow, that's awesome. And this is why I say, man, the gospel and business, it fits so perfectly together, because the same principles run. It's like a thread that runs through all things, and of course, for both of us, I think we understand and know and believe that the gospel's principles affect everything in life, and they run as a thread through everything in life, right? So of course it will run as a thread
Oh
through
yeah.
business, right?
Oh yeah.
Because that's just one of the many
Oh
things
yeah.
of life.
No, that's
But when
right.
you Yeah, and when you think about a business, you want to get to a point to where you don't just touch a customer one time. what
Yeah.
what great business only wants to service you once? right? What great business only wants to give you one product and never ever sell anything to you again? That's not how it works. That's not the goal. The goal is for you to be touched so many times throughout your lifetime, right?
Oh,
And
yeah.
now when we talk about ministry, and this is why when you talk about, you know, good ministries versus those that are failing, right? That aren't accomplishing what they desire to even accomplish, is in that simple principle that you go from event based of I'm gonna do something one time here
Yeah.
and never show up again versus how can we create some continuity, right?
Oh,
In
yeah. That's
touching
important.
these people time and time again over a span of time, so that not only do we touch them here, but we touch them here, we touch them here, we touch them here. And guess what? That's what creates the connection. That's what creates the community that drives them to say, hey, what do you go to church at, right? To become a member, decide to surrender themselves to Jesus, right?
Oh, yeah.
Through baptism, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? But that's the same thing that a business is seeking to do. They're not seeking just to connect with you one time. They're seeking to make
Yeah,
a
that's right.
lifelong member out of you,
Oh, yeah.
right? You
Oh,
know?
yeah, that's right. And with that in mind, like that's so important. Like literally, with majority of businesses, the big thing is relationships, building relationships, and business put us in contact with so many different people that we build relationships with. And whatever you're in, like people look at you as the authority in that, like whatever field, like you're the authority now in that. And now you have the opportunity to impact and influence that person's life because now they trust you.
Mm,
And that's what is so powerful about it, about business, is that it's not just like someone visit your church for once, and it's like people are actually paying you to build that relationship, and at the same time they put their trust in you, they put value in you, and by the time it's time where maybe God allows you to share something with them, they're a lot more open and receptive to listen to what you have to say because of that trust factor.
mm. Amen. Right. That no like and trust factor. I like what you said, right? People are paying you to build a relationship with them, right? And it's not that, again, just to clarify, it's not that we're out here just saying we're
Yeah.
just trying to build a relationship, right? So they can pay us. But the reality is, again, like we always
Yeah.
say, what you do for your business can not only take care of you, but it also can impact the world at the same time. It
Oh,
can do
yeah.
both of those things, right?
Oh, yeah.
So now, thanks for watching the Lion and Lambo podcast. We hope this clip has been a huge blessing to you. And we want to remind you that we drop new videos, new podcast episodes every Sunday at 9 o'clock. You can find the full episode by clicking the card up at the top right of this video. If you prefer an audio only experience, then we want to let you know that we're streaming through every major podcast streaming platform. For the full list, you can go to www.lionandthelambo.com. Until next time, go impact the world.